Alright, today we're going to be jumping back into the Bitcoin price action and why I believe all-time highs is just around the corner. Not only that, but as we discussed in my last video, the final and biggest wave of the altcoin season is here for the cycle. And as parabolas go, it will only get exponentially more violent as the alt season continues before a final blow off top. And I will be continuing to cover this rally on the channel and in this video today. But before we do jump into that TA, I got an announcement for you guys. Someone at Blofin has reached out to me for a strategic partnership that should benefit everyone involved here. So this is going to be a limited time offer just for the next week. If you guys sign up using my link down below, you will get up to a $300 futures deposit bonus that you can use for all of your leverage trading. And leverage is the key with this exchange. They really focus on perpetual contracts. That's really what separates Blofin from the rest. If you look at their assets, they don't have a lot of spot pairs. So if you're just your typical investor that just buys and hodls, this exchange probably isn't for you. But if you are someone that leverage trades or wants to get into day trading, Blofin offers an insane amount of perpetual pairs. So if you want to gamble on meme coins, they got a bunch of perpetual contracts for that. But more seriously, like, this exchange is actually pretty good. They're not super sketchy. They are insured with Fireblocks asset custody. As you can see right here, they are partnered with Fireblocks. And what even is Fireblocks? Are they reputable? And if we go over to Fireblocks integrations, you can see they're used as asset custody for pretty much all of your biggest exchanges: Binance, Bybit, Gemini, Crypto.com, Kraken, OKX. So yeah, just at a first glance, I do think they are relatively safe. Of course, not your keys, not your crypto. You technically don't have custody to anything on the exchange, so like, I wouldn't hold your entire spot portfolio on any exchange, but especially since this is just for futures trading, you shouldn't be having more than you can afford to lose in your trading account anyway. I also know another creator that also has a partnership with Blofin that I really respect in the space, so definitely not just showing something because they reached out to me, and I think they might even become my new favorite crypto exchange for leverage trading, and let me show you why right now. So if we go over to their futures tab right here, this is where you'll be entering and exiting all of your trades. And what I like about this exchange, if we were to place our order, right, we're just going to do a limit order. First of all, they got a buy at best offer. Let's say you get a failed auction and you just want to enter immediately instead of, marketing through the order books where you might not get the best price ever. You can buy at the best offer, which is going to limit it right into that first buyer or seller in the order books. So that way, at least you are getting partially filled while still maintaining the entry you want. So yeah, you got that feature, which is pretty cool, but that's not the main draw for me. What I really like is, let's go ahead and place a random order in here. And then obviously you're going to want to put in your take profit and stop loss before entering the position. This is what you always want to do. And what I love about this exchange that I haven't seen done in any others quite like this is you go over here, hit the percent sign here, and then you can change this to P&L percent, right? So if you're going 50, 60x leverage like I normally do, your P&L loss, you're going to want to put that at like 50%, using the least amount of my own money to enter the trade so that it's pretty much all just leverage and I can push my stop closer to that liquidation. And what's different about this exchange compared to something like MEXC is that this will actually stay as is. Like if I close this out and then click back a percent, it stays, it doesn't revert back to, let's say, price percent like MEXC does. And especially when you're doing this on your phone, the least amount of buttons you have to click to enter that position is the way to go. So I can just go ahead, limit in my order, and then I don't even have to think about my stop. I just run in here 50%, and then bam, I'm in the position with a good hard stop. And then once I'm in the position, that's when I go back, change my stop to exactly where I want on the fibs. The 1.01 is what I like to do according to my strategy. But yes, I'm now partnered with Blofin, so if you want to support the channel or get a welcome bonus, go ahead and sign up using my link in the description down below. With that out of the way, let's get into the Bitcoin price action now. And as we can see here, I'm starting off in trading light this time. This is because we had some single prints coming in here. So you can see this wick, when we came up through this level here, it created a fair value gap where the single prints were on that 30-minute candle. And I was actually looking for this to get filled and to find support. You can see the single prints got filled. That's why they don't show up anymore. And we have gone ahead and gotten back above. That also swept this very local liquidity behind this wick here, and it gave us a small failed auction with a buy and balance at the bottom of that wick. Not only that, but that was a back test of our TPO value area high of the day. So finding support how we did there is extremely bullish. I would not be surprised for Bitcoin to just continue to squeeze up here for all-time highs. And you might notice I have a line here. What is this? Well, that is a sweep level. So we did in fact come up and break through a sweep level and break down below. And if we do look at that in trade trading view, you can see that is from this previous wick here. You can see these were the poor highs I was targeting. This is what I talked about in my last video. Like, hey, I know for a fact that's not the high because we didn't grab any liquidity. Well, we now have actually grabbed some liquidity, but most of it is indeed built up past this level here. So I kind of expect us to squeeze up to this level, even if we are bearish, to, go ahead and swing fail all of that before, hunting down for lower levels. But because this was structurally proper for a high, it is now actually more likely that we would go ahead and at least test some of these previous volume levels, value area high of the week, maybe this point of control in here you can see from my visible range, as well as, weekly range. We have a lot of volume in this area. So yeah, I could see basically this box right in here being an area we would find support if we were to pull back, and then we do have the potential for a full rotation or a full grab of liquidity, still that case where we can come down to, a 65K level. But a sweep like that would actually start to get us under the daily EMA, and momentum right now is very strong. If we look at our market cipher, this is kind of my favorite thing to use market cipher for, is whenever this money flow flips into the green on the daily time frame. You can see back here when we had our first ETF launch, we were in green on the money flow throughout this range. We got back within the red, and then flipping back into the green on money flow sent us all the way up about 70% on price. You can see currently, we were in the green, flipped into the red, kind of washed around on this indicator for a bit, but now breaking back into the green on the money flow, which could signal that next parabola to start. And I do still believe it is more likely that we just continue to make higher lows and higher highs within here, and we don't have any sort of bearish structure form. No, I believe this is much less likely than us just kind of going straight for those all-time highs. And like I said, the altcoin season has already begun, so when we do break up into these all-time highs, that is when you are going to see the entire crypto market go absolutely vertical, and it is aligning perfectly with our total 3 getting through this golden pocket we've been talking about on this channel for so long. We need our total 3 here, our altcoin market, to finally get through this golden pocket, and then you will see everything just rip to the upside. And you can see currently today we have already wicked up to it, testing it for that third time. If you know anything about testing levels, on a third tap of a level you are much more likely to break, and this structurally looks like it is going to finally break through. And bye-bye altcoins, you will not have a chance to get in them after they launch out of this range. And our target remains the same up here at this 1,000 level on total 3. That is 40% higher, which equates to pretty much 5 to 10x gains across the board for all of your good mid to low cap altcoins. And I have no reason to believe we couldn't break through this, backtest it as support, and go into complete price discovery, creating a blow off top for the entire crypto market, as we've talked about the .com bubble for crypto. So really exciting times ahead of us in the crypto market. Another altcoin thing we could look at is Solana over Ethereum. We talked about this, how Solana season might be starting, and you can see Solana continues to outperform Ethereum today. So yeah, well, I do believe, a lot of your Ethereum projects are going to continue to outperform Solana projects. I think Solana in general is going to have its time to shine here locally until it does get closer to the actual launch of the ETH ETF. Jumping into traditional finance here, looking at the S&P, we have continued our uptrend here, and we did backtest the box one more time, looking extremely bullish. This looks like a beach ball underwater, continual higher lows, and then the highs are at the exact same level, just right at that sweep, building tons of liquidity up here, meaning this will be an important level to watch, right? Are we going to break through and just squeeze all the way up to all-time highs with haste? I think that's very likely. Or are we going to go ahead and potentially swing fail all the way up to some of these higher sweep levels in here, creating a swing failure pattern? And while that is yet to be seen, I do believe it is going to be the first case here where we do break into the all-time highs and actually backtest this as support going into the final parabola on the S&P for that blow off top. My reasoning for this is that we have pulled back twice within here, found supportive buyers that are pushing us up into this level. We did not just come up here on a short squeeze and then fail, right? We are actually finding support at this level, showing that there is bullish continuation to the upside. So the S&P continues to look fantastic. I gotta say though, this is still a good high. We need to see this broken before I can be confident that one of those latter scenarios do happen and we don't just, swing fail back under, right? We need to see this high broken. Once this is broken, you're going to see the bears capitulate, and you probably are going to see all risk on assets just go completely vertical. And I think that's a good note to leave the video off on. So yeah, if you do have any questions about anything I talked about today, or just want to join this channel's community, link to my Discord is in the description down below. And with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.